Donnie Wahlberg here. Can't wait for you to see my new series, Boston Blue, coming CBS Fall.
For tomorrow, winds from the north keeping things a little bit chilled for Marquette, but we'll get some 80s in there and hazy to start out the day too. More in your forecast, including 4th of July, coming up next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, President Trump's big, beautiful bill is getting closer to passing, but its fate is unclear in the U.S. House. Plus, we speak with the new manager of Delta County Parks to hear about their upcoming projects. And we highlight a World War II veteran who's made it his mission to educate the public on the war. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Welcome in. A first look at your forecast. We're approaching the end of the week, but for some of you, it's probably Friday. You're probably already into your holiday weekend. But for tonight, we will still have some seasonal conditions. Partly cloudy skies, not seeing anything in the way of rain. Lots of sunshine on the way for tomorrow. We'll start out with a little bit of that haze in the sky that will burn out with the sunshine throughout the day. Temperatures really only getting to the 70s for Marquette. Others will get to the 80s, and more in your 4th of July weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. House Republicans have some work to do to win over support for the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Some lawmakers say the changes made to the bill in the Senate make it hard for them to support the legislation now. Erica Brown has more details from Capitol Hill.
The House is taking up President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, while Republican leaders work to wrangle support for the legislation.
We've had lots of great conversations. I've met with individuals and groups all day long, as has the president, who's fully engaged as well, trying to convince everybody this is the very best product that we can produce.
President Trump met with hardline conservatives and moderate Republicans at the White House Wednesday in an attempt to win them over. Oklahoma Congresswoman Stephanie Bice posted her reaction to the meeting on social media.
I think we're going to get it done, although it's going to take a little bit of time today.
Absolutely. We're headed back to the House now. We'll see how the day progresses, but hopefully we can get this wrapped up by the end of the day.
The House passed its version of the budget bill back in May with only one vote to spare. The Senate changes increase government spending and cuts to Medicaid, creating new hurdles for it to pass the House this time.
There's some that still are holding out for something different, but at the end of the day, they know this is probably as good as we're going to get, and it's a really good bill.
With every Democrat voting to oppose the bill, Republicans can only afford to lose 3 votes if all members are present and voting.
All we need are 4 House Republicans to join us in defense of their constituents who will suffer mightily from this bill.
Republican leaders want the bill sent to the president's desk by July 4th.
Michigan Democrats are warning it could be devastating for rural communities if the bill is approved by the House. Michigan's Democratic Party Chair Curtis Hurdle says the proposed Medicaid cuts would especially hurt regions like the UP, where many families rely on federal support. He says hundreds of thousands of families could lose access to health care in the state if Congress approves the bill.
Government is about service. It's about serving the public. It's about making people's lives better. People in the Upper Peninsula's lives would be worse because of this package.
Republicans in the House are still working to collect enough votes to pass the bill. President Trump says he wants it signed. He wants to sign it before the 4th of July. Last month, the manager of the Delta Conservation District decided to step down to take over management of the county parks. Our Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons took a ride through one of those parks and tells us what campers and community members can expect moving forward.
We're doing everything we can to help foster lifelong memories and experiences here in the parks.
Although Parks Manager is a new title for her, Heather LeDuc says it feels like coming home.
I started out with the parks back in 2020 when the Delta Conservation District was managing it. I was housed right here at Pioneer Trail Park.
Delta County's parks are popular destinations for locals and tourists alike. Pioneer Trail Park in Gladstone offers 99 sites for every type of camper.
We are in the back of the park that used to be be just tent camping. They call it rustic, but it's actually not anymore. We added water and electric with a beautiful view of the river here. We have 5 cabins, and we have sites that are full hookup, which is sewer, electric, and water.
Leduc has already begun making other updates, like replacing outdated facilities and planting native flowers outside the park office. The county received a large volume of public input for its recently completed 5-year rec plan, which she says will be used to enhance the park's experience.
Trails was really high on the list of what people want to see, so we're looking at bike trails, connecting the bike trail, using Pioneer Park to do that. We have talked about some dog runs. We want to bring some more events to the parks. We're just going to keep building on that.
Pioneer Trail Park is also home to a free public disc golf course, an old cemetery, a playground, a fishing dock, and other amenities. Leduc says she wants to hear from community members about other offerings and developments they'd like to see in any of the Delta County parks.
The mission is to provide quality, meaningful recreational experiences and also preserving the natural beauty of the community that we have. I'm excited to be a part of that.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Gladstone.
Less than 1% of the nearly 16 million Americans who served during World War II are still alive today. And almost every Wednesday, one of these veterans visits the World War II Memorial in our nation's capital, greeting visitors and veterans who stop by. This veteran tells our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp he does this voluntarily in hopes of teaching visitors about the war and about the hardships Americans and service members faced.
Here we are at the World War II Memorial.
Meet Thomas Evans.
I am a World War II veteran.
He's just a couple years shy of 100 years old, but he's still full of energy.
I was in the service in 1944, got out in 1946.
Evans was 14 when Pearl Harbor was attacked by the Empire of Japan. 3 years later, he joined the service.
I was trained as a radioman. I wore earphones, had a telegraph key, and a typewriter. And I sent and received radio messages at the submarine base at Pearl Harbor.
Evans lives near Washington, D.C. One day while he was here at the World War II Memorial, he came across a group of veterans visiting D.C. on an honor flight.
So I got to thinking about it. Maybe I could come here, learn more about the memorial, and share it with people.
And almost every Wednesday for the past 8 years, he's done just that, sharing bits of information about the memorial for those who stop by.
This is a replica of the World War II Victory Medal, and it was awarded to all 14 million of us who served during World War II.
He hopes the people he encounters learn from him about the war, how it started, and the sacrifice millions of Americans made.
And it wasn't until the war really brought us all together that we had a common thing to do. We had to get through this war.
He doesn't ask for anything in return, but these visitors will thank him for his service.
I would like people to come here and feel the significance that 10% of our population went to war and protected and enabled all the people that live here today.
In Washington, D.C., Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, Sean Diddy Combs is cleared of his most serious charges. We'll have the details on the jury's verdict. And we get an in-depth look at how pilots are trained for emergency situations. We'll be right back.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget, we're our...
Getting ready, we all have our routine. Finding an outfit. Fixing your hair. And all the other little touches. Gum, check. Keys, check. Phone, check. But of all the things you remember to bring with you, naloxone could be the most important. It can reverse an opioid overdose. You can get it without a prescription in most states, and it's really easy to use. If you or someone you know is at risk for opioid overdose, naloxone could save their life. Keep it on you and at home. For more information about naloxone, visit cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News. Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back. Before we check in on 4th of July, I want to take you into South Dakota. There was a little bit of a tornado outbreak, and remember talking about Tornado Alley, how it's kind of trending to shift eastward a little bit. So many more places outside of the traditional Tornado Alley are seeing more tornadoes, and this year we've already had an above average amount for where we should be at this point in the severe thunderstorm season. So of course we always say tornadoes, they do not care about state lines, county lines, so really anything can happen. Yes, it is rare for us. We're not seeing any severe thunderstorms for our forecast for tomorrow, really as we head in through the weekend too. And for today, it was a little bit above average, 77 for that high temperature when the average is 75. So we really just kept things quiet today. The start of July, though it's only a few days, have been pretty quiet for us. Your Blades Bait and Tackle Fishing Outlook gets a 2 out of 4 stars for tomorrow. Not seeing much rain and pretty calm winds for us. It will be a little chilly with those northeast winds, but nonetheless, your best times are between 6 and 8 a.m. and then again at 7 and 9 p.m. if you want to do a little bit of fishing before enjoying the holiday weekend. Your first morning weather futurecast, not much going to be on here, especially for Thursday. What you won't see on here is that smoke outlook, but I'll show you that in a second. The cloud cover will start to increase for your 4th of July. Now, the morning time, I can't rule out Ironwood and down to Iron River getting clipped with a few showers. Very isolated storms too. Again, that's subject to change, and if we get kind of those northern winds in effect too, that might push it down fully out of the area, so we'll keep an eye on that. I don't think it's cancel plans worthy by any means, but the future smoke, we might get a little bit of that hazy sunshine to start us off tomorrow morning. Might have some of those issues with the air quality, especially those with health issues. If you've been having the issues with it, you know who you are. But there are a lot of fireworks displays going on, and in case you wanted to know a little bit of the science behind fireworks, it actually has to do with the periodic table and these different metals. When they burn, they release different wavelengths that are I see different colors, so that's why we see different colors. It's all because of the atoms that release the energy in form of light in different wavelengths that we see. So there you go. You can enjoy that a little bit. Maybe teach your kids as you're watching the fireworks display. The weekend looking pretty good, warm and breezy for 4th of July, keeping the rain out of it. It has shifted kind of into Saturday and really Sunday. A few scattered showers and storms. Still seeing warm temperatures to take us through the first half of the weekend, and then the half of the weekend, Sunday, those storms will kind of take us back down to some more seasonal conditions. So on your 7-day, we're approaching kind of the warmest of these days, definitely above average, and especially down to the southern Upper Peninsula, likely getting some heat indices at times close to 90 degrees. So 72, and we'll quiet things down to round off the weekend, but a few showers and storms very possible there too. We start off the second week of July, still chilly too. We get the sunshine and a few more scattered showers.
Kelly, thank you very much. The jury reached a verdict in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial, clearing the hip-hop mogul of the most serious charges. Bradley Blackburn has the story from the courthouse.
Family members were greeted with cheers outside the courthouse minutes after Sean Diddy Combs heard the jury's verdict. The hip-hop mogul was found not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. He was found guilty of arranging transportation to engage in prostitution. Despite the convictions for prostitution charges, the defense team declared Wednesday's verdict a win.
Today's a great victory. It's a great victory for Sean Combs. It's a great victory for the jury system.
I talked to Sean. He's thankful, he's relieved, and he thanks the jurors.
Combs' defense team argued the music mogul should be released on a $1 million bond as he awaits sentencing. But the judge denied bail, saying Combs' attorneys failed to demonstrate that he poses no danger to any person. Combs will remain in custody until his sentencing hearing on October 3rd. Even cleared of the most serious charges, the conviction on the 2 prostitution counts still carries up to 10 years behind bars. Legal analysts say Wednesday's verdict was a blow to the prosecution.
This is just a huge loss for them. They went out on a limb, and the jury, saw it the way the defense saw it.
Prosecutors tried to convince the jury Combs was the leader of a criminal enterprise, one that forced women into abusive sex acts during drug-fueled parties he called freak-offs. Combs' attorneys argued the freak-offs were consensual and accused the prosecution of putting Combs on trial for his lifestyle. As the verdict was read, Combs pumped his fist in the air, then dropped to his knees in prayer.
Combs has already served nearly 10 months behind bars since his arrest last September. The judge said Wednesday he will receive credit for time served so far. We've seen several incidents so far this year revealing an aging air traffic control system in the U.S., but what would pilots do in the event of a major disruption? Chris Van Cleve hops in a simulator in Denver to show us how pilots train in case air traffic control goes offline.
Blacked out air traffic control screens, communications issues in Newark, Denver, and Jacksonville, all since April. Signs of an aging air traffic control system.
Currently, we are stopped on departures. Approach control lost their radar again.
Well, I don't want those to happen.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy.
The pilots, when that happens, they know that they have to look to another center or TRACON or tower to communicate with, and they also have to pay close attention and stay away from each other.
Ahead of the next big summer travel push, we wanted to see that in action.
We operate on a system of multiple layers of redundant systems.
Captain Miles Morgan oversees United Airlines Flight Training Center in Denver.
Was losing air traffic control on the list of things you practice?
This is not the first time this has happened. One of the first things you learn as a pilot when you're getting your instrument rating in a small airplane is what to do if you lose communication with the air traffic control facility. All right, ready to go?
Yeah.
Clear for takeoff.
Inside a 737 MAX simulator, we are at the controls for a first-hand look, taking off from a simulated Newark Liberty Airport.
100 knots.
Once airborne, we're dialed into air traffic control on an assigned radio frequency.
Air traffic control goes out right now. You're over New York City. What happens?
So the first thing is I'm on this primary frequency. I would immediately go to the frequency that I was last on, which is now in my standby.
Another radio is set to an emergency channel that all ATC centers and other aircraft can hear. If that doesn't work,
the third layer of redundancy we have is this text messaging system.
While flying, the 737's transponder sends a signal identifying the plane to controllers and other aircraft. Pilots can change that number to 7600, the code for comms trouble.
Hey, this aircraft has lost communication, so they'll start separating aircraft, around from this.
All airliners also have an onboard collision avoidance system known as TCAS that's scanning the skies for other planes.
Traffic.
So now I'm going to stop everything that I'm doing. I'm going to look at my navigation display, and I see that I've got traffic encroaching on me 600 feet above.
What happens if you're not a safe distance away?
So my aircraft would give me a command. If my aircraft was told to descend, that aircraft would be told to climb, and that would increase the separation.
If there's one of these ATC outages and I'm in the air, I'm a passenger, am I less safe because of that?
Absolutely not less safe. You might be inconvenienced because we're going to immediately have delays.
Those delays will happen because air traffic control will immediately look to limit the number of aircraft working in the airspace that's having issues. Controllers also have backup radio channels, and if one center does go dark, other facilities are still able to track the planes in the air. No one is lost in space, if you will. And all this comes as the push continues for billions of dollars to modernize the air traffic control system.
Still to come on your 19 News, we have the highlights from this week's Wednesday night downtown farmers market in Marquette. We're back in 2 minutes.
Look, a perfect sandwich symphony. Nothing could be better. Okay, it just got better.
Mix and match a Quarter Pounder with cheese, a Big Mac, or other favorites. Get any two for $7.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I thought it was just a rash, but it had a bullseye ring around it. My doctor said it was a tick bite. Luckily, we caught it early.
Ticks found in tall grass around your home can spread Lyme disease and other illnesses, which can lead to chronic health issues. The CDC estimates nearly 500,000 people across the country are diagnosed with Lyme disease each year.
I didn't understand why my brother was having so many asthma flare-ups. Sometimes he couldn't breathe. Turns out a roach problem at home was triggering it.
Allergens left behind by dust mites, roaches, and rodents are a major driver of asthma attacks, especially in children.
When I had a fever, body aches, and fatigue, I never thought it would have been West Nile virus. All it took was a mosquito bite while gardening.
Mosquitoes spread West Nile virus and many other diseases, and they can breed in standing water around your home. Protect your family from pests. Get the facts at pestworld.org.
A world at your fingertips gives you the advantage. Scan this right now. Weather, local news, community events, amazing video. It's cool. It's all yours. It's free. And it's on demand. Do it. Download the app from 19 News. Now you know.
What's bothering Archie?
Politics.
What the Supreme Court says ain't got nothing to do with the law.
Goldfish. Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
All in the Family. Sundays from 8 to 10 on WZMQ Me TV. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Different life forms and their environments depend on one another. But what happens when you pull a thread from the web of life? Jonathan Vigliotti reports proposed changes to the Endangered Species Act could endanger some of the species it's designed to protect.
Lurking beneath the surface of Washington's Puget Sound are some of nature's most magnificent and endangered species.
What's it like when you see a pod?
It's like the coolest thing. Yeah, it's really remarkable and exciting.
Stephanie Stockwell and Mindy Roberts, both longtime advocates for wildlife conservation, took us on a search for the southern resident orca, unique to these waters. Once thriving, there are now believed to be just 73 left.
Their numbers have declined because their food source is going down. Chinook salmon, that they mostly rely on, their population is crashing because of habitat destruction.
It's a damaged circle of life. Last year, the Chinook salmon was added to the list of endangered species. The Endangered Species Act protects both animals and the habitats in which they live under the Act's definition of harm.
It includes not just directly killing an animal, but also doing damage to its home, so where it lives, where it eats, where it breathes.
Recognizing what happens upriver impacts species downstream. But now the White House has proposed changing the definition of harm to exclude damage to habitat, paving the way for industrial development, including logging and mining. Lance Winnica directs a group that has revitalized this river to increase the salmon's ability to breed.
Projects like this won't receive the federal investment that I think is necessary to really give these salmon a chance to thrive and survive.
Potentially depriving a food source for both the orca and one of the Endangered Species Act's biggest success stories, also located here in the Puget Sound.
Oh, here comes the other one.
The bald eagle. Art Wang is a retired director of the National Audubon Society.
The bald eagle has made this incredible rebound. Is the coast clear?
No, the coast is never clear, unfortunately. There are threats to the bald eagle still in terms of everything from loss of habitat, loss of fish, loss of salmon.
The guardians of nature we met are balancing their uncertainty with optimism.
What gives you hope?
I've lived in Tacoma now for over 25 years, and I've seen changes. It's now vibrant, but that's why we just can't lose momentum on that recovery, and particularly habitat that takes years and decades to recover.
The ultimate concern that half a century of progress and protection could be undermined, leaving not just species, but the act itself endangered.
With July kicking off, Marquette's Wednesday night farmers market was buzzing this evening, drawing plenty of summer energy. Andrew Hans takes us out front of the WZMQ news station for the details.
With the first week of July bringing Independence Day comes a wave of visitors to the area. Businesses boom all around, and in Marquette, the Wednesday night market is commonly no stranger.
And how has tonight been with the 4th of July week?
It's beautiful. We're always busy.
The Wednesday markets often see less produce available than on Saturday morning markets, hosting a majority of crafting vendors, such as the Twisted Bloom.
This is my second market, and I brought a bunch of bouquets here. I'm doing pretty good.
Owner Audrey McIntosh says she enjoys seeing people coming together for these events.
It brings a lot of different people together, and I really like seeing how they walk around, and I like talking to people.
With summer now in full swing and the 4th of July right around the corner, this month hopes to shape up a great market season. In Marquette, Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
In these carefree days of summer, don't forget about your finances. As Jill Schlesinger tells us, just a little bit of focus might help you save or even make some money before Labor Day arrives.
You can still have fun in the sun and keep an eye on your finances this summer. Start with your savings accounts. Interest rates have been high for almost 2 years, but too many savers are still earning peanuts on their money in the bank. Before the Fed starts to cut, check out high-yield savings accounts, money market accounts, or certificates of deposit. You may be able to earn 4% on your emergency reserves, cash for future tax payments, or a tuition bill on the horizon. Next, the cost of home and auto insurance has skyrocketed. To defray some of that increase, shop around. Consider bundling coverage. Educate yourself on ways to qualify for a discount, and consider dropping collision or comprehensive coverages on older cars. Finally, it's time to cancel unwanted subscriptions once and for all. You can do so by scanning your automatic subscriptions on Apple or Google Pay, and also by checking your credit card bill.
Dora is going exploring again. The sharks are circling and the devil is back in the details in the designer closet. Christiane Benavides has tonight's entertainment headlines.
All right, everyone, gird your loins.
Production is underway for The Devil Wears Prada 2, the sequel to the 2006 hit movie The Devil Wears Prada. Meryl Streep returns as legendary magazine editor Miranda Priestley, who in the original film hires recent college graduate Andy, played by Anne Hathaway, and turns her into a fashionista. Hathaway, Stanley Tucci, and Emily Blunt are also reprising their roles. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is tentatively set for release in spring 2026. Latina heroine Dora and friends return to the jungle in Dora and the Search for Sol Dorado to prevent a sacred treasure from falling into enemy hands.
Time to go! Buckle up, Sonny. She's got it? Stop them.
Samantha Lorraine plays Dora.
I've never wanted something more in my entire life, honestly. It's truly like, imagine the show that you watched as a little kid and all of a sudden you get an audition to be that in real life.
Cast members say they hope families will watch the movie together.
Family is everywhere. It's in the people you work with. It's in the people you think you have nothing in common with. You have something in common with everybody.
Dora and the Search for Sol Dorado comes to Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus today.
Just keep your eyes open. That shark has to be here somewhere.
People are actually chasing after sharks in the new Netflix competition show, All the Sharks. 4 teams vie for a chance to win $50,000 for their favorite maritime charity if they can locate and photograph the most finned predators. All the Sharks streams on Friday.
Don't go away. Final look at weather after this.
Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order. With 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
Blast off with a share of over $45,600 at Ojibwa Casino during Boom and Cash and Fireworks of Free Play giveaway this July. Head in to spark your win of cash or free play every Saturday from 3 to 11 p.m., where 2 guests will be randomly selected every hour to pick a firework. Each firework is a winner and could get you anywhere between $100 to $2,500 in cash or free play. Only at Ojibwa Casinos, Baraga and Marquette.
On the next edition of Comics Unleashed, with your host, Byron Allen. as 5 of the most hilarious comics take it to the edge every night, and nothing is off limits.
That's what I learned in any relationship. Communication is the most important thing. Yeah. The more you can avoid it, the better you'll do. Just avoid it altogether.
Comics Unleashed.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
This is home for CBS, WZMQ 19.
It's hilarious. Hidden camera. Hijinks. The world's longest running prank show is back. Just for laughs, gags.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. Sophia Murphy reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News.
For tomorrow across the Upper Peninsula as we head into your Thursday, a little bit of varying temperatures on here, but we know that more often than not that happens, especially when different winds set up, and we'll have kind of those northern winds from Marquette keeping us hard to get into the 70s, but down to Iron River, Iron Mountain, and other southern portions of the Upper Peninsula, you'll likely get to the lower 80s. Still lots of sunshine for all of us, and we're pretty flatlined into this low range for the rain outlook over the next 48 hours. Yeah, we get to 4th of July. It spikes up a little bit just to that chance of showers, and a few areas might see it. They'll be brief, and they'll be very, not canceling any plans. So that's the good news. They'll move on out of here. We're looking good overall for the 4th of July weekend. Above average temperatures to start us off with a few stray showers, and then we round off the weekend too with a few more kind of clearing those skies out. And as we head into your Monday and Tuesday of next week, we'll be back down to some more seasonal to below average temperatures.
Kelly, thanks again. And finally tonight, the U.S. Postal Service is announcing 2 more stamps it will release in 2025. One of them features everyone's favorite creature that lives in a pineapple under the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants, along with his friends, are set to be featured. The blend of humor, wit, and absurdity in the Nickelodeon animated series SpongeBob SquarePants, created by Steven Hillenburg, has made it one of the most beloved television shows of the 21st century. Greg Breeding, an art director for USPS, designed the stamps with artwork provided by Nickelodeon. That's all the time we have for right now, everyone. Tune in tomorrow at 6/5 Central for more. We'll see you then.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book?
Covenant Books is an author-friendly publisher who shares your passion and beliefs. Call us today and we'll send you a free author packet to help get you started. We provide a full range of publishing services.
Covenant's